people in the loop with our progress and who we are as a company is part of your role. Okay, so use the tools that they're giving you. It's awesome. And the introductions, the intensives. Look at all these. Look at all these future millionaires. Mr. Snyder, Mr. Wilson. Hey, I know that guy. Okay, so get familiar with that, and then the next thing is once you log in, secure.myrenatus.com. Oh, this will be interesting. All right. Now, in order for people to understand who we are and what we do, there are three types of learners, three types of ways people like to learn. Do you know what they are? Visual, auditory, and tactile. Okay, so some people learn through watching, some people learn through listening, some people learn through handling. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to log in and start to show people what it is, so they can handle it while listening and watching. Get all three done in one. Instead of me just talking about it or just giving you a tour, when you're sitting down with someone and you're helping them to understand what it is, one easy way to understand is our education is designed in two parts. Okay, so be writing this down. Our education is designed in two parts. The first part of the training is for keeping your money, keeping your wealth. The second part is for building your wealth. Now you need to keep your wealth because most of you, your money is being confiscated in two major forms: taxes and interest to banks. If you went and looked at the financial equations that you had agreed to, you might slap yourself. Now, why did I agree to this? On the surface it looked good, but then financially it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we're going to clean that up in the first section. Some of you in your first 1, 2, 3 weeks will be fixing the way you pay your taxes and pay your interest to the banks. Quick stuff. This is financial education. In the academic world, you'll get a bachelor's and master's degree. They make you think it takes 6 years to get that information. Does anyone have a master's degree? Okay. When you went through that, it's been my experience talking to a lot of people that they're like, dude, if we would have just done class every day, we could have been done in a year, maybe 2, not 6. Right? So then they had to stretch it out because they got to make it feel more important. They got to charge you more for it. Stretch it out, get this training stretched out. But here, no. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're fixing stuff. There's no need to stretch it out. You're only paying once anyway. There's no ongoing paying for this. You just pay once. So some of you, if you're bringing that perspective of the academic world to this education, it's not the same. Financial education, things change now. Okay? So keeping your money. So we'll click on the education tab, and the course that's designed to help you keep your money is called the Essentials course. This is for everybody, whether you're going to be a real estate investor, empire owner, or not. If you're just going to be a regular person, you should still know how the banks work, how your credit works, how taxes work, how retirement accounts work, how all this stuff works. Okay, so this group of classes right here, there are pre-tests and post-tests so that everyone knows where they stand with their training. Okay, and these two classes right here, if you were to just go talk to an attorney and get that information, it would cost over $10,000 just for those two classes to sit with an attorney and get some strategies in depth the way he does. Okay. Also, each class comes with a workbook and the headphones. Who does their classes through audio only? They just put the MP3. Okay, a couple of you guys. Awesome. When I was driving around or riding my bike or riding the bus, I was doing a lot of audio because I didn't have a fancy data plan. Right? Ooh, fancy unlimited data. Right? Back in the day. So I'd use the audio format all the time. Now, one class that a lot of people need to at least see a preview of, like let's say you have a friend, a client, a family member, something, invite them to your house, you go over to their house, something in here, whatever, and show them these few chapters on Tax and Legal Day 1. chapter 26, 27, and 28. Paying your family members. How many of us are supporting family members, but we're using post-tax dollars when you could have been using pre-tax dollars? Now, the difference between a post-tax and a pre-tax dollar is 30 to 40%. So if you make 100 grand, if you are taxed and then you give money, 30% of 100 grand is 30 grand right out the window. And then you have 70 grand left over to make your life work. Or if you do post-tax dollars, or sorry, pre-tax dollars, then you spend, and anything left over of your 100,000 you're taxed on. That's the real game. You got to understand how this stuff works. So we jump in here. By the way, I love to watch my
paying
classes
family members
on double speed. Does anyone watch their class on double speed? Anybody? Double speed? A couple of you guys? Okay, so
alone for years, and but we'll talk a little bit about her. But all my kids have been on payroll or are currently on payroll in one form or another. And for those that have children, this is a big deal. How many of you have kids here in the room? How many have kids that are under age 18? Okay, probably about half of the room maybe. How many have kids over age 18 but act like they're under age 18? Okay, about another third of the room. How many have grandkids? Anybody with grandkids? Okay, all right.
So that's
Haven't seen a grandchild lately, but I love her. How's she doing?
1.5.
Okay, good. Oh, is she? Mine's in Vegas. So it's good. Fun. So anyway, we're going to talk about family members. And this is
now,
not
if you want to see a drunk attorney,
children. This could be nieces, nephews, grandchildren, parents, brother, sister.
Okay.
I had a doctor. Gosh, this has been a few years back, but
okay. So the reason why I show you that is because we're all busy. We have limited time. So if your goal is to watch an hour of training a day, that's what I would assign to you. 1 hour a day. Half hour in the morning, half hour at night. I don't care. An hour in the car, whatever. Get it in your head. 60 minutes. If you put it on 1.5, it only takes 40 minutes. If you put it on 2.0, it takes 30 minutes. Speed this stuff up. Remember, your brain can handle 500 words a minute. So if we put it on double speed, you're still within your capacity to understand it. You just need to leverage these different technologies, okay? So come in here, I showed them chapter 26, 27, 28, and then I help people understand that their first year, they could save more in taxes than the cost of the training, and then every year after that, they save in taxes. This is what happened for my grandma. Did anyone enroll their grandma in Renatus? I'm the only one? Huh. Do you love your grandmas? No, just kidding. So I went to go show my grandma the velocity banking strategy and the tax savings strategy. So she's on fixed income. She's got her Social Security and a pension. And I was like, Grandma, we're going to do velocity banking on your house. And she was like, I can't afford any extra anything. And then I was like, Grandma, that's not how velocity banking works. It's so different. So she really had to like take a step back and then reapproach this financial equation and see it. Then when I showed her the tax classes, she's now saving over $500 a month in taxes. On her fixed income in retirement, is $500 a month a big deal? Yeah. And because of how we were able to adjust it, it's going to be like that forever. So her 20 grand, if she doesn't do anything else, just adjust her taxes, she'll make it back a little over 3 years. Okay? But then it's also a tax write-off, so actually be within 2 years. She's saving. So there are little changes to make, and there are big changes to make. There are things you're going to change, and there are things you're going to help your family members change. Okay, this is a community. Sharing is caring. You already know. All right, so help people understand the Keep Your Money classes. Okay, inside of the essentials, there's the credit class. There's the retirement account class. How many people have retirement accounts right now? How many people are using them for real estate investing? Not enough of you. 2 of you. Jill and Hugh. All right. See, Hugh's leading by example. You got to have a retirement account. You got to know how they work, and you got to know how to stuff extra money into them. It's either stuff money in retirement accounts or give it to the government. Your choice. Right? But we try to keep it very simple, not play on emotions, just very logical. Real estate investing is logical. We want you to make a logical decision. You're going to save a bunch of money on your taxes by doing this. We're either going to look at this scale over your head as genius or not so genius. So some of this stuff is just a no-brainer. You just got to check it out. So this group of 11 classes right here is called our essentials. When does it expire? Never. Never expires. They update the classes when credit laws change, tax laws change, retirement laws change. When these different laws change, we get the updated classes. How much do we have to pay for the updates? Nothing. It's a lifetime membership. Now, why on earth would Bob Snyder do that? When he could easily charge people for the next class and the next one. Well, that's an easy answer. Yeah, he has an abundance mentality. Also, he knows what it was like to be incredibly poor and live in poverty. And if we're making our training 100 grand, how many people can we help out of poverty? Not that many, right? So he starts it. How much is an essentials program? You guys know? 1997. Yeah. If you send Renatus 2 grand, they will send you back $3. It's 1997. Okay. 1997. How much is 2 grand on a credit card at 21% interest? You know how to figure that out? 2,000 times 0.21 divided by 12 equals, I think it's $35 or something like that. He's figuring it out right now. Divided by 12, 35. How easy was that? At 21% interest. So a lot of your people have 0% interest credit cards. Or maybe only 9.9. This is at 21. It's $35 a month to have access to this training and use it. And then it'll show you how to make that $35 a month a tax write-off. It's so cool. It's working. So guess what? My mom owns an essentials program. Okay? So this stuff works so well, I'm getting my family involved in it. You just have to. Now, when my mom, and my grandma, and me all have a conversation, do you think they're on a whole different level? Absolutely. We're way more involved. It's no more this, how's the weather in Oregon? How's the weather in Colorado? Nope. How's your retirement account doing? How's your taxes? What did your CPA say? Okay. Now we're actually tighter because of this stuff. Okay, and then we got our velocity banking class. This will pay for itself. Totally. Student loans, credit cards, car loans, mortgages, construction loans, personal loans, signature loans, all this stuff. If you don't understand how those loans are calculated, and you're just trying to go off the dollars per month thing, you're getting screwed. You have to learn these equations. Now, how many of you are really good at math? You just know math is your thing, you're good at math. Okay? So for the rest of you, it's either so-so, or you've been living into this interesting story where you're no good at math. A bunch of hmms. Right? Just like when we say we're no good with people's names, no good with math. Let's change that all. I'm getting better at math every day. Right up and down. Every day I'm getting better at math. Every day. You know, some days I forget to carry the one, but you know what? Every day I'm getting better at math. How do you say carry the one in Spanish? Someone is like, anide, carry the one, anide uno. Okay, so some of you need to reaffirm a new truth about your math capabilities. And if you don't like math, just change math to money. Let's get over this stuff, okay? What you'll learn is it's the same equations over and over, and pretty soon you'll memorize them, okay? So we're going to change the story about how you can do math so that you could do things like your velocity banking, your credit, your taxes, your IRA. All these classes are all just financial literacy stuff. And then there's 5 more for real estate, just in the beginning, okay? I paid $8,000 to a training company before I found Renatus for one class on fix and flips. I didn't know. I didn't know Renatus was around. I didn't know what they were offering. I had no comparison. I went to college. I got a degree in automotive diesel technology, and then I see an infomercial about real estate investing, and so I'm like, oh, cool, I'll take it. So I ended up working on Sundays, and they financed me because I didn't have any credit. So I was working 7 days a week to do that stuff before I found Renatus. It took me a whole year. Wasting my time, wasting my money, spinning my wheels. Then when I found Renatus, and they're like, no, you need some structure, and away I go. Within 90 days, I had my first deal under contract. Okay, so if you've spent money somewhere else with training, welcome to the club. Okay, it's just one of those things. If you're committed to making a change, you're going to take more classes, and so if you spent money on it, great. If you haven't, you're lucky that, that you found Renatus before you spent any money on training. Okay, this is complete here. So Essentials program, lifetime membership, $19.97, $35 on a credit card. Now, what if they don't have a credit card and they want to use our financing program? How much is it per month? $101. So this is where I was saying, cancel your cable, give me $100. Right? All these people are like, oh, I'd love to take your program, but I don't have any money. Okay, you don't have any money. How much is your cable bill? Oh, well, I guess I do have some money. Yes, I know you do. Right? It's the same thing when people say, I don't have any time. Okay, well, what time do you get up on Monday? And they go, uh-oh, you're going to find the time. I will find the time, and we'll find the money. Or you don't want to change your life, in which case, get out of the class. You're wasting my time. Okay, so we can find the money, we can find the time. $100 a month, get this thing taken care of. And you get 2 classes with Hugh. You take Hugh for granted. Did you guys know that? TIFG? Take it for granted. TIFG. TIF. TIFG. Get it? You go, what do I mean when I say take it for granted? What does that mean? You don't appreciate it? You don't realize how useful it is till it's gone. So don't be typical and take things for granted. When Hugh comes to our cities, it's like, and we're not as instructors in our office. Holy crap, it's incredible. But then here locally, people are like, I've seen him. He picked his nose once. Right? We get all judgy and we take for granted. What if you took off for a year? How would your businesses go? Okay, so let's not take things for granted. And also, we got 2 whole days with Hugh in the essentials. Okay, don't take it for granted. This guy knows a lot. Okay, any questions, comments? Yes, sir. Ian. No, what I would recommend is whatever problem you need to fix right now. Right? Some of you have a huge mortgage, you jump into this. Some of you, your tax bill, you look at your paycheck and you see $1,000 every time. Okay, then you need to jump into tax and legal classes. Some of you have a 400 credit score and you just don't know what you're doing. That's fine. Take the credit class. And some of you have retirement accounts where you're about to roll over or you want to do something with, jump right into that. So it would be whatever can be the biggest impact first. Take that one first. There's no order. Good question. Okay, what else would you guys like to know about essentials? Correct. So each class is between 5 and 8 hours. So it's a whole day, and it's broken down into 10 to 30-minute chapters. When they do live streaming, so when these classes get updated, like next year they'll have to do the 2019 class tax update. So you can stream it while they're in studio. Like they did 2 classes this week, Thursday and Friday. Did anyone watch the stream of those? Okay, 1. Again, good job, dude. You deserve a raise. So I was in Salt Lake, so I went up to the studio and watched for a little bit. So you can go attend them live, you can watch them live, or you can watch the recordings. Okay? And then each class also comes with workbooks too. So you open up the class, click on the workbook right here, it'll open up a new tab. Now some of the workbooks and classes you'll be using have spreadsheets, like the Velocity Banking class. You need a spreadsheet. So it has the pre-built spreadsheet right in there for you. You don't have to go and recreate it. Is anyone here like an Excel wizard? Who are the wizards? Ian's halftime wizard. Okay, so great news. You don't need to be an Excel wizard. We already have the Excel stuff plugged in, played, and highlighted, and you just go and put in your numbers. Okay, so then you just follow along in the workbooks. Again, for you tactile learners, the workbooks really help. You just stay with the program. Yep, just come into Velocity Banking here. Click on the workbook. And now we have the Velocity Banking budget spreadsheet and the Velocity Banking calculator. So you can just Say, hey, honey, look, I made a new spreadsheet. They'll be so proud of you, right? Just, or you send it to your mom. Mom, look, I finished a spreadsheet. And all you have to do is plug in some numbers. Okay, but this starts to create the success cycle. Right? You take an action, you get a result, increases your confidence. You have more confidence, you take more action, get a better result, and get more confidence. And it just keeps perpetuating itself. So even little actions are a big deal. Okay, so that's the essentials training. Keep your money classes, big deal. Even if you don't want to be a real estate investor, everyone should have the essentials. Then the next group of classes is called the AIT, Accelerated Investor Training, or this is how to build your wealth. Okay, so once you have this foundation and you know when your money comes in, what you do with your tax, when it comes in, what you do with your bank, when it comes in, what you do with your retirement account. Okay, well now, how do we get more coming in? So when we get into real estate, who has done a real estate deal before? Good job. Anyone else? Really? This is going to be exciting. All right, good job, Tamara. So you guys have a lot of work to do. You need to be working together more. Okay? This is there's two ways to have capitalism. There's cooperative capitalism and competitive capitalism. Which one's more fun? Cooperative capitalism. So get involved with each other. Do some more deals. So in the AIT, the first specialty is lease options. So I got to do some lease options recently with Vanessa, and they're exciting. They're fun. You get a big down payment up front. You get cash flow along the way. So you need to learn how lease options work. And then here's a major difference between Renatus and other real estate training companies is we train you as the CEO of a real estate corporation. Okay? Not as a contractor inside a fix and flip business. You own a real estate empire, and you have to look at things differently as a CEO than as a contractor. Yes? Yeah. So all the training is talking to you and training you to be the CEO, not just to be a contractor in a real estate investing business. Okay, two different worlds, and so that's one reason why it's so important that you understand things like managing property managers. You're not going to be a property manager. Property managers get paid crap. Don't you need more money and time? Property managers have no time. So if you think, okay, I'll bring on 10 rental properties in my portfolio, and then part of your brain goes, how am I going to manage these 10? I got to meet 10 tenants and do 10 screenings and 10 this and 10 that. And then you become a contractor inside your business. We don't want that. How much can you pay a property manager to take 100% of the headaches? 10%. You give them 10%, they take 100% of the problems, the headaches, the issues, the inconveniences, the phone calls, the annoyance. That's a deal, right? Are we looking for more time freedom? Pay someone. Pay them. What would a CEO do? He would hire. He wouldn't say, well, I have some time. I think I'll fit it in my schedule. No. So if you catch yourself thinking that way, just know, oh, that's my contractor brain. I need my CEO brain to look at this. Okay? So speaking of CEOs, so Chris is the CEO of 4 different real estate businesses. He's got a fix and flip business, rental business, wholesaling, and lease options. 4 businesses. In 2017, he brought in $450 million into his business, into his life. $450 million. Half a billion. And all you got to do is watch the class. Okay? He lays it out for you. There's a blueprint to follow. One other reason why these instructors are incredible is because there's no selling in the class. There's no hype. There's no motivation. There's no fluff. It's practical, tactical. I want you to write that down. We need to focus on practical, tactical. Okay? So that's why these Super Saturdays are here. They're practical and tactical. The training is here. When you get into contracts, you got to understand a couple very legal important stances when you're making a contract. Okay? Also when you're borrowing money, if you're going to raise over $1 million to do a deal, you have to do it a certain way. Okay? Or sideways pizza. Okay, I'm glad someone asked. What is sideways pizza? Well, if you go do a real estate deal or you raise up a bunch of money and you don't do it correctly and you get in trouble, you'll end up in jail. When you're in jail and I come to visit you and bring you a pizza and you're behind bars, how am I going to get it to you? The only way is to turn it, slide it through the barbecue. What happens to the pizza when you turn it? Ruined. Absolutely ruined. So, no sideways pizza. Follow the law. Okay? So when you get into the contracts class, when you get into the subject to class, just follow the proper paperwork. It's easy. They give you the paperwork. You just have to actually use it. Okay? Did you guys put in your notes no sideways pizza? Okay? Follow the law. Then we get into fix and flips. Fix and flips and rehabbing. So there's different levels to rehabilitating a property. Some of them you could just do carpet, paint, roof, and there away it goes. Nice little profit. But some of them are behind on the code standards. So then you got to change the electrical and the heating and the plumbing. And so then we would get more into rehabbing stuff. Whereas fix and flips is just it's quick turnovers, right? It's like washing it kind of. Cosmetic stuff, not too much structural. You're definitely not going to the county and getting a bunch of inspectors to come check you off. That's when you get into the rehab stuff. But you might be getting into, a 100-year-old property and having to make some changes. So then you would jump into the rehab stuff. They got the workflow to follow. What's really cool about these classes is they actually go onto location with the rehabs they're doing. It's not like the TV shows out there. Okay, when you go into these deals, he just shows you. He's matter of factly about it. There's no hype, guys. Those TV shows are not based in reality. Okay, it's every once in a while I'll catch a glimpse of one, and it's just like that's not how it works. But people watch it.
All right, so here we
Then
go
I
as
just
we
come in and I
continue
speed
on
it up,
our making
1.5
our right-hand
speed.
turns. We actually are coming out into the garage now. So,
And there's some things that people never consider about garages. And then he goes into the drywall and the dining room. Right now, some of you don't have a design brain. You're just like me. I'm like, I don't know what color anything should be. I don't know. So I literally went into his class and painted the things he painted them. It's so easy. You just gotta follow along. It's a blueprint. Okay, so here, this guy's name is Brian Sump. He's on hundreds and hundreds of real estate deals, and every single one of them has been profitable. He's got a perfect track record. Okay, and he was a mechanic also, about 13 years ago. Now, his wife, when he joined the training, his wife said, "You cannot quit your job until we have a year worth of income in the bank." Well, within a year, he did that and paid off his house and paid off his car and paid off his motorcycle in 1 year. So then his wife was like, "Cool, quit." And now he only works 3 days a week and only when his kids are in school. Yeah. This stuff is exciting. And these are the blueprints. These are the guys who've gone through our training and they've done it so well, they're now our instructors because there's a blueprint for everyone to follow. Okay? So if you're coachable, this will work. So the AIT is very in-depth. There's lease options, there's fix and flips, wholesaling, auctions, short sales. My first 8 deals were short sales, in fact. So what kind of market conditions are good for a short sale? Well, yeah, technically they're always around. But what's going to happen to interest rates in the next couple months, couple years? They're going to go up. Now, when they go up, the buyers in the marketplace will be able to buy less property. But there are people who bought properties and wanted to sell them at a higher price. But now all the buyers can buy less. Now, all these people who bought real estate in this appreciating thing, hoping to sell it. But now they're trying to sell it to people who can buy less. So are they going to sell? No, there's no money for them to sell. So they'll call the realtor, "Hey, sell it for me." The realtor's like, "You owe too much." Now what? Now they need investors. They need people with money, people to understand the banking system, and then you can come in and buy 2-for-1 specials. If you understand short sales, yeah, you get 2-for-1, 3-for-1 specials. Think about the contradiction people have when okay, so again, in New York, everyone walks around. Maybe this won't work, but you get the point. Gas prices. Okay, if you see them down $1 a gallon, what would the emotion be? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go fill up. Not $20. I'm filling up, right? Yeah. So we get excited when we see these prices go down because we buy them. Okay, but what's the general sense when the real estate prices go down? Most people are like, oh no, the sky is falling, despair, and it's crazy. But just like gas prices, if the thing you need to buy is cheaper, you buy more. So as we're moving forward and we're knowing that interest rates are going to go up and price and values are going to have to drop, we're excited about that. We're not moving forward with apprehension, it's anticipation. Okay, write that down. Apprehension versus anticipation. Okay, we're anticipating this stuff is going to happen and we're preparing for it. So when the prices do drop and those $400,000 houses are now 200,000, we'll go get 2 for 1. Let's get excited about this stuff. Okay? So short sales will be coming back in a big, big way. Now, multifamily is huge also. The multifamily instructor, his name is Johnny Dessauer, he owns over 3,000 units. That means 3,000 paychecks come into his life every month. That's basically 100 a day. Okay, so when you're starting out with your first 10 plex or 20 plex, you come in here and he's going to break down how to analyze it, how to find them. Okay, you don't need to compete on the MLS to find these things. They end up on the MLS because they're not a deal. Okay, so he breaks it down for you: how to run the formulas, how to do the math, how to rezone them if you need to, how to increase the value, how to refinance, how to do all these incredible things so that these assets pay you forever. Then once you do it on your 10 plex and your 20, then how do you feel about a 50 or a 100? Your confidence will go way up. Okay, 3,000? That's awesome. Okay, so after the multifamily class, then there's going to be the notes, deeds, liens. This is the paper side of real estate. Okay, all these classes right here have to do with paper assets. Okay, so there is a residential cycle of up and down values. There's a commercial cycle that is almost the opposite. So when one is up, the other one's down. And then there's the paper cycle, which is in between those. So there's always something up. Paper's up, residential's up, commercial's up. Something is up. And if you have all the training, you have all the knowledge, then you just switch to what's appropriate. No more fear. Okay, here's all of our commercial classes. We just added land development to the training now. Is anyone here interested in land development? Cool. So one of the things that Vanessa and I are going to be doing in the next couple years is buying a couple hundred acres, just raw land, and turning it into a dirt racetrack. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're doing some rally racing. So for those of you who don't know, my dream in junior high, high school, college, the whole thing was to be a professional race car driver. But when you tell your Warren Market, you tell the student counselor people at school, that's what you want to be, what do? They doubt, they down talk, they discourage, they say, be practical, go get a job. Hey, get a job in mechanics, that way you'll be around cars. Mistakenly, I listened to them. So I'm about 10 years behind on my goal. Now, we're getting the race cars. We now have 2. Now we just need a place to race them. Okay? The freeway is not a place to race them. Right? We are responsible. So we enter different races and stuff, but then I realized, you know what? What if I just bought the land and we rented some bulldozers and backhoes and we just made our own dirt track, and if we needed to jump here or change something there, then I could rent out all the big machinery to companies that want to do team building exercises, and I could get paid for them to make my track. Right? When you start to remove the limits from your thought process, your dreams become a natural reality. It's no more like, oh, it's so far off in the distance. No, it's really like, what state am I going to buy this in? And what's going to be the first car? Am I going to do a Subaru STI? Am I going to do a Lancer? Am I going to do an Audi Quattro? What am I taking on the dirt track? This is the kind of thinking you have permission to think in this culture. Okay, so that's just mine. But what is yours? And how can we use these classes to make it a reality? Okay, now maybe some of your dreams have nothing to do with real estate. That's fine. Go make the money so you can fund your dream. You have permission to dream. And then the bonus track is another group of classes. Oh, hey. I know this guy. That guy's awesome. Okay, so we have advanced velocity banking also in the bonus track. So this is when you own multiple properties. Some are commercial, some are residential. How does it play into your taxes, and how do you stack the payment schedule? It's really neat. Then there's cost segregation. Has anyone seen? No one seen cost segregation? Okay. If you guys watch your classes, they work so hard to make them. Just watch them. Okay. If you When you watch this class, you'll understand how to never pay taxes again on the gains of your real estate assets. If you understand cost segregation. Yeah. Financial awareness, business credit, title closing and escrow. Here's one that will also make up the tuition, the negotiations class. Some of you are just awful at negotiating. Okay? You think what's fair is 50-50 because that's how your parents made things happen between you and your sibling. Oh, okay, negotiations. You get one Twix, you get one Twix. Is that how it works? Oh, wait, no, it's two for me, right? Okay. All right. With negotiations, I have been able to use what I've learned from this class in all areas of my life, not just real estate. Okay, when we bought our car, I wanted to buy a freaking bookshelf for our office. I went over to Target. I just had an IMA with me, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to use something from negotiations. And they're like, you can't negotiate at Target. And I'm like, well, first of all, don't swear at me, right? She said the C word. You guys get that? Okay. Okay. And we go in there, and I got it for half off. You got to be able to negotiate everywhere. Okay. So the tuition's 20 grand. This one class could help you make an extra 20 grand on one deal. Okay. So the limited thinking is, well, what does it cost me? The expanded thinking is, what can I get from this? Okay. What can I get from this? And not just what can I get from this in 6 months, but what can I get from this in 5 years? If I stick with something for 5 years. See, some of you don't know what it's like to stick with something for 5 years. And so, hence, your result. There's that word again. Hence. Okay. So, if you were to stick with this for 60 months, just 5 years, right? 5 Christmases, 5 4th of Julys, just 5. That's it. If you just stick with around for 5 4th of Julys, what would happen? Okay, stick with it. Small business payroll, financial strategies, understanding your investor ID. Some of you don't know where to start as far as your transactions. We do know you need to fix your banking and taxes, so you'll start there. But as far as the build your money strategies, then you'll come into understanding your investor ID, and he's going to go through different strategies, the time requirements, the money requirements, the mental attitude requirements. It's an incredible class. Clarity equals power. This is going to help you make more money in less time while having fun. That's what we want to do, is have fun while making money, right? Okay, so Jay is going to show you, hey, if you're this personality style, do these deals and you'll have way more fun. If you don't like seeing people cry, you should probably never do probate deals. Honestly, right? Because someone died and it's a big emotional issue. If you can't handle someone crying, don't pursue probate. Go do something else. Okay? But if you if you don't want to talk to anyone ever, then you go do things like tax liens and deeds, where you just deal with the county and defaults. So that he's going to go and show you how to do all these things based off your personality. That way you have more fun doing it. If you have more fun, you'll make more money, and you'll just keep doing it. So all of the training in the AIT, everything that I'm scrolling through here, all of these classes, it's a lifetime membership also. It's $17,997. So when you combine that with the essentials, we're just shy of 20 grand. Okay. Now, is 20 grand a lot of money? How long does 20 grand last? Couple months. Okay. So is it a lot of money? Totally depends, right? If you think 20 grand is a lot of money, let me ask you this. How long do you want to keep thinking 20 grand is a lot of money? That's a real question. Okay? Some of you are wrapped up in this. You want to be worth millions and own property and be worth millions. But 20 grand intimidates you. So what do we call that? A contradiction. You want this, but you believe that. It's a contradiction. Okay? So I want you to write down contradictions equal pain. Contradictions equal pain. Now, there are contradictions in the financial world. There are contradictions in the health world. right? Like, let's say you think all healthy food tastes bad. Are you ever going to eat healthy food? No, but you want to be healthy. So again, contradiction, right? Let's say you think rich people are assholes, but you want to be rich, but you don't think you're an asshole. What will happen? Nothing. You will stay in the same place, right? If you're pulled in this direction and this direction, time, energy, life, resources, all of it. So let's clean up these contradictions. Okay, contradictions equal pain. Any area of unawareness will also equal pain. That's why we just want to make you aware of this stuff. Any area of unawareness will equal pain. Can I tell you guys a joke? Okay, you guys cool with a joke? Okay, cool. So a pirate walks into a bar. Okay, so you already know it's good if it starts with a pirate, right? Okay, pirate walks into the bar, and he'd been to this bar before, about a year prior, in fact, before his expeditions. And the bartender recognized him and said, "Hey, welcome back, but holy crap, you're a mess. What happened? Where did your leg go? You got a peg leg?" And the pirate was like, "Oh, yeah, we were, fighting this rival pirate group, and I saw a cannonball coming right at me, and I couldn't get out of the way, and there it goes. It took my leg, but I'm getting by on this wood leg. It's all right." So then the bartender goes, "Okay, well, what about your hand? You lost your hand? What's up with this hook thing?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, that. Oh, we were just doing some sword fighting, goofing around, and I messed up, and they chopped my hand off. But I got this hook, and it's pretty all right. Actually, I think I like it more than the hand." So the bartender goes, "Okay, but what about the eye patch? You lost an eye? How did that happen?" And the pirate's like, "Oh, one day I was looking up at the sky, and some bird poop fell in my eye." And the bartender's like, "Bird poop? How do you lose your eye to bird poop? Who ever heard of losing your eyes to bird poop?" And the pirate was like, "No, no, no, no. That was the first day I had on my hook." Okay. Any area of unawareness will equal pain. Okay. And some of you will get that joke on the way home. Gotta be aware. Gotta fix it. Okay, so this whole organization is built to support a budding entrepreneur, a new person who's now taking control of their life. And it's not necessarily easy because you're going through all those levels of learning. But when you have examples, do you guys know how many instructors Renatus has? Here's where you go to find it. You go to myrenatus.com. It'll tell you right on the front page. When it loads, you will see what I'm talking about on the internet. Loading. Right here. Renatus offers 58 classes taught by 29 practitioner instructors. What does practitioner instructor mean? They're doing it. They're literally doing it in the moment. These aren't 28 instructors who had a wonderful career 15 years ago, and now we found them and we want them to make a class. It's not like that at all. These are people who are active in their deals, doing it right now. That's their main business. They just have a really good heart and really good head, so we have them be our trainers also. Okay? They are vetted for almost a year before they get to be an instructor for us. Bob Snyder is very particular about who gets to be in front of the students. He wants to make sure they're honest, ethical in what they say and do. Okay, so there is some scrutiny before they get to be a teacher. Okay, so you just browse through the courses again. If you want to learn more, just go right through it, click on them, it'll break it down. Okay, the negotiations class, tell me more about it. 15 segments, 6 hours. And it'll tell you a little bit more about each segment. It's an incredible website, so spend some time on it, okay? Okay, so that's what we offer the world. 2 things, Essentials, AIT. Now I'll meet people who are like, "Well, I think I'm going to go back and get my master's degree instead." How much is a master's degree? You have one? Okay. 15 grand. That's a super deal. And but that was not including your bachelor's, right? How much was that? 100. So 115 for the master's, right? So this is where people are like, well, I, I heard that if I get more education, I could get a better job. And that's kind of true, but you're still stuck in the job world, right? So we're saying, all right, if you want more education, get financial education. That way you can control your life, right? There's two ways: either you control the money or the money controls you, right? When you went to lunch today, did you look at the price of the thing you ordered? Some of you yes, some of you no. The reason I work my ass off inside Renatus is because I never want to look at a price tag. I hate that feeling. Oh, $6. I don't care. I don't look anymore. I just want the thing I want. Okay? So everyone's motivation is different. I just hated going to the grocery store and picking up two stupid hated that. So get rich, you don't have to look at price tags, at least in grocery stores. Right? Other things maybe consider it, but grocery stores, it just feels good to walk in and go, I don't need to look. I just want it. It's mine. And I could buy this organic stuff. No pesticides. Right? When you're working at Jiffy Lube, you got to settle for garbage. Basura. Yeah. So, all right. Whatever motivates you, everyone's different. Now, this is what we're offering the world: our essentials and the AIT programs. Now, how Renatus spreads is through word of mouth. Now, Bob could have hired an agency, a marketing agency, and put Renatus on Google AdWords and put him on the radio and everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. But you know that companies that do that just pass on that advertising cost to their customer. So if Bob decided to do that, and you all got in the room here today because of the internet, radio, and TV, then you would be paying for that advertising budget. So Bob Snyder said, we're here to help people, not pass costs on to them. So there's no advertising budget. None. That's kind of unique. But now, because the price is so low, we can bring more people in. Now, we've spread through word of mouth. Our students go through the training and fall in love with it so much they can't help but tell people about it. That's why my mom and my grandma are in. Both of my managers at Sears and at Jiffy Lube, when I quit, I also enrolled them in Renatus, and now neither of them worked at those stupid jobs. Right? So you just start to tell people what's happening, these new ideas. They want to be around it. If you keep it a secret, then no one will know. So I tell everyone. Some people get a little annoyed, but whatever. I just, in the back of my mind, understand. I know why they're broke, and that's why they're annoyed. Okay? Right. So we spread through word of mouth. Okay? Now, there are so many ways to do it. You don't have to do it how I do it, but there is a ton of ways. The key is to just start telling people. If you want to grow your real estate business and you want people to know that you're good at solving real estate problems, connecting buyers to sellers, connecting money to great investment opportunities, how are you going to let people know? What are you going to start with? Yeah, you start with your friends and family, your sphere of influence. You start to tell them, hey, when you think of me, think of real estate, no more auto mechanics. Right? Next time someone gets in trouble, call me. So Vanessa's brother's girlfriend's mom called me and needed some help with a house. So we ended up doing a short sale on her house. We found a government program where she could get paid also. So I got paid and she got paid. And it was because of the word of mouth. I told Nick, hey Nick, if you know anyone that needs any help with real estate, call me. Don't call me for cars anymore. Okay? So I spread my own business through word of mouth. I didn't have to pay for that lead. It just showed up. It's 100% profit for me. So this is how Renatus is designed. You just start talking, start building yourself. This skill you'll develop will also help your real estate business. Okay? Um, 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 um. Here we go. Okay, so this is what we call our earnings plan. Okay? It's not commission. It's not a paycheck because both of those imply employment. You're your own business. So think about it this way: you are starting a real estate business. You are also starting a marketing or advertising business. Have you met people in advertising and marketing that make a boatload of money? Yeah, it's a very profitable industry. You need to know how to do it. So you can also market and promote your real estate business. Okay? So you're gonna start two businesses at once. It's gonna be awesome. Okay? And whichever one you put more energy into, that one will flourish. Okay? So it totally depends. I spent my first year and a half in the real estate business and not so much the marketing business. I only made $3,000 my first year. Okay. That's it. That's it, dude. That's it. Okay. But what's 82,000 divided by 30? 2,600, 2,700. So I now make almost in a day what I made my first year. Okay. That just goes to show you I wasn't putting much energy in it. I was doing more real estate. It doesn't matter which one you do, just do both. Okay, 80-20, pick one. I recommend you do 80% marketing, 20% real estate. It's going to be way more fun. Your skills are going to develop way faster. Your network's going to grow way faster. You're going to get more money to then go and do your real estate. Okay, a lot of my private money lenders came from recruiting. I met someone who wanted to get a better rate of return on their retirement account. I showed them Renatus. They enrolled. They rolled over their 401k and they're like, hey, I got $500,000. What do I do with it? Interesting you ask. I have 3 deals over here. Let's go do them. So we don't find private money lenders. We make them. And you will get paid if you make them. So we're going to take a break, stretch. We're going to get into this earnings plan in just a minute. But think about it, guys. Most people's monthly income is now my daily income while having fun. Okay, so I'm going to go into that after this break, 10 minutes, get some fresh air, hug someone, kiss someone, high five someone, text your mom, I love you, I miss you, do something. Okay, get some fresh air, stretch. 2:45, we'll see you back here. 2:45, stay alive.